24 degrees downtown. And guess what? I win. Loving that. Barbara's 22, didn't stand a chance. Weatherman, 21, no way. We knew we were going to get right on past that. It's Thursday, March the 23rd, and the artist that we're talking to right now, it's going to be 23rd very, very shortly. So first of all, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. We're heading all the way back to the UK. We've got some very illustrious friends coming out of the UK, we really, really do. Today we're talking to James Reid. Now, believe me, absolutely loving his work. And, well, if you've not been familiar with James Reid before, I think he's coming out of Manchester too. I'm going to ask him about that. Here, check this out. Is James Reid, and come and love me. Oh dear. So James, you're in Manchester, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you follow United?
I am a Red, yes.
Nice, so am I love Man U.
Yeah, it's been my team since day one, since I was a kid.
Nice. I got a friend of mine who's in a band called the Heartland Roots Band. They live in Leicester, right?
Oh, yeah.
and he's a kind of a Leicester follower. You know what I mean? Oh, no. And he says, Secret is one of the guys in the band likes Man U as well, so we're in good company. You know what I mean?
That's good.
But I give him a bit of stick about his team. I kind of do. Having said that, though, he actually drives or teaches the footballers to drive.
Oh, right.
I mean,
Nice.
He's contracted to the team.
Oh, wow.
I says, no, you're just a chauffeur, right? He goes, no, I'm not. He actually does teach road code and all of that sort of stuff, how to drive, you know.
Oh, nice.
I think he needs to invent a way of being able to beat the camera. I mean, isn't England one big lens now?
Pretty much. Yeah, you can't move now.
That's
Everywhere
nuts.
you go.
That's nuts. That's why we got out of Auckland.
We're actually listed as the most watched nation in the world. More cameras per square mile than anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's madness.
Yeah. That's just nuts. It really is. I mean, how the hell do you go down the pub and then go off for a kebab and then, you know, have a sly piss in somebody's driveway without being caught on camera these days? That's just hate it.
That's it.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But it's nice to make friends with another Man U supporter. It really, really is.
Good, all good.
It's the beautiful game, bro. It is.
It's all change at the minute.
Problem is, we were brought up playing rugby. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today absolutely elated because I love this man's work, I really do. And by the way, I like his last name too. You know, it's sort of spelt the exact same way as somebody I know. You never know. James, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
Absolute pleasure, my friend, and believe me, we kicked the show off with Come and Love Me. Tell me a little bit about this. How did you come to the lyrics?
Come and Love Me was actually the first song I ever wrote. And it was a little piece of a riff that was dancing around in my head. And prior to this, I'd never written a song before.
Hold on a minute, my friend. I'm just getting a little bit of audio sorted out here. Can you say something to me?
Hello?
Yeah, that's much better. Kind of knocked the the plug there earlier on and forgot all about it. Couldn't hear a word you said. Now, let's reiterate that last sentence that you just made.
Okay, so Come and Love Me is the first song I ever wrote. Prior to that, I'd never written a song before. It was my first attempt, and it came out quite well. The lyrics themselves came from a little riff that was dancing around in my head that I then put forward on a bit of a keyboard, tried a couple of keys on that, and sang just the first couple of lyrics to it. Come and Love Me came out of the aspect of basically introducing me and getting people to know who I was, and I hope that they do come and love what I was doing and enjoy my music and stuff. But it was also part and parcel of a story of somebody that was broken-hearted, unlucky in love, and wanted to try again, dip the toe in the water and meet somebody new. But the person we were trying to meet was also the same, and it was hard work trying to get back together, meet anybody or see anybody new. So this was basically him offering himself up to somebody and saying, just come and love me and see how it goes. And that was the depth of the lyrics from it that came from it. And I wrote that around the aspects of that, of someone unlucky in love that was looking for something new. And it pieced together, and then we tried the guitar riff that was dancing around in my head. I got one of my colleagues to pull it out, and he brings that together, and then I sang on top of it, and we just did it guitar and vocal to start off with, and then we added a few bits in the studio later on, and it came out quite nice. It was a nice smooth sound.
So, you want to give us a plug for your studio? Who's your producer? Who's your master?
Okay, my master producer is a guy called Neil Trepas, and he is at Redbridge Studios, which is just in Greater Manchester, on the outskirts of town of Greater Manchester, over towards Bolton. And the guy's a genius. He's fantastic. I've worked with him since day one. We just hit it off. And we are now coming to the end of my debut album. We've worked on the whole thing together, which has now come together quite nicely, and will be out end of summer, which is looking good.
Now, I've got a young lady coming out of Alexandria in Egypt, and her name is Maya, and she's asking, James, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, James, do you respond?
I'm on absolutely everything, and I will always respond to anybody that wants to chat, that wants to give me a message, that wants to find out where I'm gigging, anything like that. I always try and make as much time as possible to speak to anyone that appreciates the music. I'm on Facebook, James Reid Music. I've got my website, which is jamesreidmusic.com. If you go onto that, all the links are on that to all my socials. I'm on Instagram, jreid_music. I'm on Twitter, jreidmusic1. So I'm out there on all those links, and you can get me. I'm really active on the socials as well, and all the gig dates and everything I'm doing is posted on my Facebook page and various other elements through my website.
Very nice. Now, Thomas, coming out of Cairns in Australia. Yeah, we have one of those kind of relationships, New Zealand and Australia, you know what I mean? But Thomas, coming out of Cairns in Australia, is asking, do you have a website? Do you have a merch store? Can he go to a website and buy merch?
The merch line is just being produced at the moment, and it is coming out and will be out very shortly. I've just had all the samples done. We're going to have caps, we're going to have beanies, we've got hoodies, we've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got the whole lot. It's just currently being prepped, and it will be getting shipped shortly. So then, as soon as that's live, there'll then be a click button on the website and on the Facebook page where you can buy all the merch.
Very, very nice. You've got to watch out for the police, though. Believe me, they'll be wanting the mugs. Very, very cool. Chris Andreas is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Chris. Wolf Milestone also joining us. Michael Zanowitz, I think that is. Derek Lester's in there. Stephen King. Really? Okay. Very cool name. I love that one. And Jan Paulson in there as well. Nice to have you on board. Today we're talking to James Reid, coming out of Manchester in United. And believe me, you're going to love his music. Here is Crashing Down. How you feeling, James? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all good, yeah.
Very, very cool. I ask everybody this, but you're not a vegan, are you?
No,
No. You're a meatologist like me?
most definitely.
Okay. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
No,
Yeah. See,
never would.
I'm trying to figure out whether they're made of real vegans or not.
I hope so.
Well, I was upset when I found out Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides. But here's the kicker for you, James. Johnson & Johnson won't return my emails, my calls, my texts, anything, because all I did was I simply asked how many babies goes in a bottle. I didn't think it was that bad. Seriously. Hey, listen, I was talking to a 5-star chef the other day up in Auckland, and I said to him just curiously, you know, what's the hardest thing to cook? And he goes, vegetables. I went, yeah, getting the virtues in the oven would be a bitch.
Oh.
Bro, don't get me going on vegetable oil, okay? Dumb babies in bottles, so why not vegetable oil? I did warn him. I did. I told him I was a bit of a comedian. James, if you need a psychiatrist, I do have one that, you know, well, they do Zoom or Skype calls. She might be able to help. She comes out of Jersey. Well, she's from New Jersey, right? Brilliant artist, lovely lady, all in her own self. Love her to bits. But the very first time I ever met her, I went, "You're from Jersey?" And she goes, "Grant, you could drive cabs here." Hey, I don't want to do that.
Oh dear.
Literally, oh dear, yeah. I'm sorry, bro, if you don't know what the heck's going to go on next. You don't have to be nuts to work here, but everybody thinks I am.
Yeah, we do.
Can't see, I don't know.
I'm sure the little white van's going to come up any time with their...
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. I found out the other day why chickens go to the gym. Because they work on their pecs.
Oh man.
You can keep all of these for nothing, bro. Now, James, Shannon from Tulsa, Oklahoma is asking, how would you define your music? What sort of genre would you call yourself?
I've been put into a few different categories, but everyone seems to always go to soul. It seems to be the primary. The music is soulful. It's got the heart. It's got the feel within it. And sometimes some of my crossover with pop. So I have been classed as pop soul extraordinaire. Somebody put in one report. Or pop soul crossover music, neo soul. But it's always around the soul. Myself personally, I would say soul, because that seems to be what it is. It's the music that's got meaning, it's the music that's got life in it, it's storytelling, it's not just mindless stuff, and there's always a story within each song that I write. So I would definitely stick with soul.
Very, very cool. In fact, I kind of would put you right in that bracket as well. So we played Crashing Down. Tell me a little bit about this. Where did you get the lyrics from?
Crashing Down is a strong one, and it is one's very close to my heart, because that was something that I wrote when I was having quite a bad time. Things were very low. I was having multiple problems going on in life. A big thing had gone wrong and lost a lot. And I really did feel at that time that everything was just falling down around my ears, and that life wasn't worth going forward, and I felt really low at the time. So I turned to pen to paper instead of doing something silly, and I put everything that I was thinking and feeling down on paper. And Crashing Down was how I felt at the time. I felt like the world was collapsing around me and everything was just coming in. It was a dark time, and all of that comes out into the lyrics. And it was something that I found hard to put together at first, but then once I put the lyrics down and put them together, we started to get the story and it started to make sense. And then I wanted something that actually expressed. So that's why I had the big lift within it, and we had the lower sections, and then we had the moody music to come with it as well, which encompasses everything that I was feeling at the time. And then we put it all together, and that's actually the first song I wrote that actually won a Songwriters Award over in LA. So it was, it hit the right place, and a lot of people have commented saying, I know where you're coming from with that. And it's helped quite a few people, which is great as well, because they said that song has got me through loss of my grandma or loss of my daughter or wherever it was, and people can relate to it, so it's quite powerful than that.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, at the same time, how long have you been writing?
Not very long. Literally, 2020 was the first song I wrote, and that was what you played earlier, which was Come and Love Me. And then following on from that, Crashing Down 2021. Okay. And everything else, literally, 2021 was a big year for writing. And 22 finished up the rest of the songs, and then I had more than enough for an album at that point. And it just all seemed to come at once. But prior to that, I'd never written anything. I didn't start singing until 2019.
Seriously?
First time I ever sang was 2019.
Seriously? That really does surprise me. You see, James, I don't know whether you know this or not, but I've been not only a front of house, but studio engineer for almost 40 years. And I've worked with some of the best bands in the world. I've worked in some of the best studios in the world. And believe me, it's not often that I find a band, well, somebody produces a band towards me, that I absolutely, it encapsulates my imagination. You know what I mean? I hear bands, I talk to bands, I play music every day. Yours sort of stood out. Now, I got to be honest, it's not easy getting even played here in Galaxy. And believe me, we're very popular, very, very popular around the world. But when Barbara gets the music, it goes to production. Production and Barbara sort of sort things out in preparation to go to a board. Now, it could be 8 to 12 people at any given board meeting. But their only concern is our image. You know what I mean? So it's got to be of a certain calibre. Then it comes to me. And Barbara gives it to me on a little removable device thing that I Bluetooth to my stereo in my car. Now, there's a big reason for that. Two big reasons, actually. The first one is I've got to do the interview, so I want to hear it for myself without being influenced by anybody around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I've had that tragedy in the past, I've got to be honest with you. So it's better for me to be able to just get in the car and go for a bit of a drive and have a listen to the music. And I've got a kick-ass stereo in my car, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
Second reason is nobody else wants to drive with me. It's the truth. I am not kidding you. Hand on heart, like Boris Johnson said this morning, I'm not lying. Dear, dear. But, believe me, James, when I heard your music, I wanted to know more about you. Okay? So I think you're of that quality and that calibre that you're just poised to make the next step up the ladder. Being with us, we've made you pretty much a superstar here at Galaxy because everybody's asking for you. I can't get through a breakfast show without at least playing 1 to 2 of your tracks in the breakfast show. And as I said, we're global. Everybody contacts us. Yeah, believe me, and the amount of people that we have per hour online, the BBC would be jealous of. My good friend Philip Schofield would be very jealous of. And you know something? I trained that guy.
No.
I did. Radio Harity way back in the day.
Wow.
Yep. I was the guy responsible for setting him loose in England. Apparently he got told off or something for a certain, royal event just recently as well. That is something that I would do any day. Any day. Give me a chance. I'll be right there with you, Phil. I get it. I get it. But that's just me. But, I don't play with square boxes and toys inside. Yeah. I'm kind of funny about cubes. I really am. James, Happy. Tell me about Happy.
Happy was something that I wrote after lockdown had changed everything. And after, we wanted to let loose a little bit and get back to reality, get back to normality. And Happy is literally, it's a feel-good song for that reason, not just due to the pandemic situation. But I mean, when you've got lots going on in your life, you've got a busy life, you've got work, you've got family, you've got commitments, you've got all sorts of things, bills, whatever it is. And Happy is just literally about stepping away from everything for a short time and doing something that you enjoy. Whether it's dancing, whether it's singing, whether it's partying, whether it's going down the beach for a walk, whatever it is, it's just enjoying that time where you keep it yourself for a while. And you can just literally say, yeah, this is me, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to take some time off from me. And that's what Happy's about, and that's why it's got that beat, that's why it's got that flow to it. And when I wrote it, I already had the riff and the beat in my head before I put the words down, and I wanted it to make you feel good when you get up, dance, move, and just enjoy it. And that's what the song's about.
Well, I got to be honest with you, James. It was the very first track that I heard of yours and absolutely loved it. This is why I wanted to know more. Here at Galaxy, coming from Manchester in the UK, is James Reid, the man himself, and Happy. Gosh, it's hot. What's the temperature over there?
It's cold and wet right now.
Oh, yeah.
Standard.
Typical English weather, right? Gotcha. I used to
Once again.
live in Liverpool for a while.
All right.
Yeah,
I do a lot of gigs over there.
Don't hold it against me. I also used to live in Piccadilly Circus as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used to work for a nightclub there called Church.
Hi, John. Hi,
Right.
everyone.
That's where all the Australians and Kiwis get together and make a raucous fun of ourselves.
You would.
We did. Literally. The only way a person from England could get in is to go either with a Kiwi or with an Australian. And then we used to convince them that it was skirt night. They had to wear a skirt.
So animals.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, dear. But I used to live with an English woman over there. Whew. I would not cross an English chick. Things. Oh my gosh. Especially when they're 6 points in.
Yeah, you got your work cut out.
Oh mate, this chick, I could put her in a boxing ring and everybody would run. Problem is, she was gorgeous. Up until the point where she's 6 points in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the way. They're all gorgeous until there's a few drinks down. Then you see the real one.
Hey, listen, we were talking about vegans and vegan sausages and stuff before. I ran into a vegan the other day, and I actually asked her, do you guys go out and party together? You get on the piss and have a good time? She goes, yes, of course we do. I says, you sure? She goes, why? I says, because the only place overseas is on the bloody news.
Yeah.
I said to her, listen, if you do go out and you get on, the drinks a bit, what if you fall out? Do you go out the back to the car park and have a duster? She goes, it has happened. I went, what did you call that? Having a beef?
Oh no.
Get a slap in the face? Is that a whack across the chops? Do you like mint sauce? What with?
Trust me, baby, it's your secret. Happy is when you're with me.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. I think James is just experiencing a moment. Yeah, he's talking to a Kiwi. Yeah, I feel sorry for him, I really do. Got to welcome along Pamela Tozer Harbottle, and nice to have you on board, Pammy, it really, really is. Franco Nanucci, happy birthday to Mrs. Franco Nanucci. We love you, Franco, we really do. Please pass that on to her. Kirsty Jackson's joining us, and Richard Rich Cross. Nice to have you back. Believe me, it's an absolute pleasure, because today, coming out of Manchester, and I know he's a Red fan because I am too, is James Reid. Now, believe me, James, I am so sorry that you have to subject yourself to me, but unfortunately it comes with the territory here at Galaxy, it really does. But it just means that, you know, from time to time you find yourself anywhere. You might even find yourself right here. Good segue. That's a great segue, don't you think?
That was good. That was smooth. That was smooth.
Loved it. Tell me about right here.
Right here is a story I wrote about a relationship when you first get with somebody, and it's the really early stages, and you can't get your hands off each other, and you don't want to leave each other's side, and all you want to do is be together. And the lyrics and the lyrical content is literally the story of a relationship of mine, what happens where you're making calls into the boss and telling him you can't make it in today because you're sick, and you're not sick, you just want to stay with them, stay off and stay in bed. You're drinking together, we're listening to music, we're having good times, we're enjoying ourselves, spending the day in bed, that kind of stuff. So it's just when you want to be that close, you don't want to be apart from each other at all, texting, calling, that kind of stuff, and just always wanting to be literally wrapped up in each other. And that's what right here is. It's just basically stating I don't want to be anywhere else except right here with you. And then that's where that one came from. And it's a nice vibe to it, a bit of a 90s vibe going on with the R&B coming through the back of it. It's still got the soulful vocals in there, so it's a bit of a mixture of R&B and soul, this one.
You know, I absolutely love it, I really, really do. And at the moment, you've got 2,199 requests for one more, and we're going to put it over to 2,200, literally. So it is picking up momentum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta congratulate you, believe me, I really do. You're right here at Galaxy, and joined today, coming out of Manchester, yes, is James Reid. He is right here. Dear, no matter wherever you are, there you are. You're right there. Oh my goodness. Shimmer Johnson's with us again. Nice to have Shimmer back. It really is. Pleasure to have you, Shimmer. Got to thank you for staying up so late, bro.
Nice, sorry, it's not that bad. It's not too bad for us.
Oh, of course, you're an artist. You don't sleep through the night, you do through the daytime, right?
Yeah, the night's my daytime. It's normal for me. I usually be gigging this time of time, so it's no difference.
Believe me, I used to be in England when, well, I was there in the punk era to start with, way back in the day. I used to actually work for a company called Crest Productions.
Right.
Loved punk. In fact, I don't know whether you'd remember Sid Vicious, but believe me, got to meet him once.
Wow.
Yeah, and his mum. She was weird. I understand why he was the way he was, believe me.
Example one.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was somebody who used to shoot him up at night.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, nice to have a mum like that, isn't it?
Oh, that's amazing.
When she
That's
knew
cracking
where he
sport.
was.
Hey, look.
He couldn't go anywhere. so
When
he
she
knew
got
where
under
he
his
was.
skin, she really got under his skin. She needled the hell out of him.
Oh.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hey, how's the winter been over there? Has it been very, vicious?
The winter?
Mm.
Oh, it was kind of alright. It was kind of milder on Christmas time. January it did drop, February, and then we had a bit of a spate of snow. It just came all at once. We had a hit of that, and then it kind of drifted off. But it has been cold. It was cold for quite a while. And then we had another spate of snow a couple of weeks back, which was bizarre. Getting snow in March, but yeah.
We had summer, all 4 days of it, because literally we had 91 days of rain, 91 nights. Now,
true.
in the Bible it says 40 days, 40 nights, some dude built a boat, right?
Yeah.
We had 91, we've got web feet and no fucking boat. I'm not kidding you, James. I've been looking for one. It's got to be made in cubics, apparently. Everybody's trying to research what the hell a cubit is.
Now I'm losing track of time. Right is where I'll always be for as long as you
know what Lego
are
is.
mine.
We know what Lego is. What's Lego?
Yeah, I don't think Lego would work these days, though. It's not authentic, is it? Really. Hell of a thing to bloody stand on, though. Believe me, I've had a few nightmares with that stuff with my kids over the years. And no boat, still no boat. Anyway.
We'll get him a plastic one.
And believe me, I will give you the name of that psychiatrist if you do wish it. Maybe you might want a stiff drink after this, you never know. But I got to be honest with you, James. You've become a regular on the breakfast show here at Galaxy with myself and my co-host Barbara, with lying. Now, I'm very, very interested in how the hell that happened.
Lying is, again, a true story. And this is about an ex. And basically, I caught her cheating red-handed. And I confronted her with it. And point blank said, listen, you're just blatantly lying to my face. I've got you bang to rights, got the messages, I've got the guy, I even know the guy that it is. I've got you. That's it. There's no use in trying to turn this around. I've got you bang to rights. And he starts trying to cry in front of me, and that's where the first lines came from. You come at me with tears filling your eyes. That's where it came from. Due to the fact that that's what she was trying to do. Trying to burst into tears to get away from it. And then obviously it stayed with me, that, and it has now developed into a nice song which people like. And the true story behind it is it's just about being cheated on and catching her red-handed. And one of the funniest things is not long ago, I actually got a message off one of her friends saying, I absolutely love that song of yours, that line, it's great. What's it actually about? I said, funny you should ask.
I love that, I do. But I tell you what, we don't call our fans or our audience either of those. We actually call it the noise, because it gets louder and louder and louder. These are the people that vote for you to be on the breakfast show every morning, and believe me, you are getting momentum with this. Literally, you're up around the 4,000s mark right now and climbing every day. You know what I mean? So you are getting a connection. Now, a little personal thing. I got caught cheating once, and I told the truth. You know what she said to me? You could have been a man and lied about it. I mean, seriously, how do you win? You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by James Reid and his most requested song, Lying. Yeah, true deal. She said you could have at least lied about it.
No way.
Ah, well. I've always been taught, it's better to be truthful than not. That one didn't work out for me. I did ask her if I lied about it, then, maybe would that get me through? She goes, hell no, I just needed you to do it. Well, such is life, isn't it? Oh, as I said, we had about 4 days of summer this year, right? It felt like it anyway. My best friend rings me up just a couple of days ago and he goes, Grant, I need you to take me to the doctor. And I went, why, bro? What's up? He
All
goes,
the under 18 should get.
I'm sunburnt. I fell asleep in my banana chair out the backyard and I got sunburnt. And I went, oh, okay. He goes, please, can you come over and take me to the doctor? So I came over there. Sure enough, he's lobstered. Right? He really has lobstered. And he says to me, all right, I need to go and see somebody about this, but I've also got a problem.